How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Today we are starting a brand new series on this channel. We're going to be starting a career mode in NASCAR Racing 2003. A little bit about the inspiration behind why I'm doing this now. I've been a big fan of racing video games, specifically NASCAR video games, for all of my life. I've played a lot of the EA Sports NASCAR games, especially NASCAR Thunder 2003 is my favorite. And I've even played a little bit of NR2003 in the past, but I've always done it with a controller. Recently, I purchased a wheel, pedal, shifter combo. So now, for the first time, I'm able to play NR2003 with a wheel. Now, I've ran a handful of test laps at a few different tracks, and I've come to the conclusion that the wheel has a major learning curve. When I realized how steep the learning curve was going to be, it kind of gave me the idea to do a career mode, to kind of play through a couple of seasons of NR 2003 for two reasons. Number one, it could kind of simulate what it would be like to start off in NASCAR and not really be as familiar with the equipment and have to learn the tracks and how the driving is, and so they would kind of give that sense of, I'm coming in as a rookie. I don't know quite what I'm doing yet. But I'm going to learn the tracks. I think it would be cool to do the career mode and watch as I progress. And that's the second reason why I thought it would be cool, is to just have a look back and see how I've progressed skill-wise. This will be a good way to see that, to document that. So without further ado, let's get into here's the settings. I'm starting off in the Busch series. I figured that would be a good way to ease myself into it. I don't want to start in the Cup. It would be more realistic for somebody to come in, a rookie to come in and start in the Busch series. So I'm starting in the Busch series. I'm starting in the year 1990. That's going to allow me to race through a ton of different seasons in NASCAR, different eras, the Gen 4, and then into the Chase, and the different playoff formats that have existed. So that'll be fun to get to that. We're going to be running 50% race length. So for the Busch series, a lot of the races are short tracks. A lot of them are 200, 250 laps. So we're going to be running a lot of 100, 125 lap races. This is the only race, the first race, the Goodies 300, is the only race at a super speedway, and so it's going to be 60 laps for us. Other than that, we've got the opponent difficulty percentage. I'm going to start at 85. I think that'll give me a good challenge for the first couple of seasons in the Busch series. And then the great thing about starting in the Busch series is that once I get to where I'm smashing them at 85, winning a Busch championship, well, then I jump up to Cup. I'm going to knock the strength up probably to 97, 98, maybe 100, depending on what I'm feeling. But I don't really have a plan for how this career mode is going to go. We're just going to kind of go season by season. I've got the schedule here. I've got this 31 race schedule. The only track that I was unable to find that they raced in 1990 was Dublin, also known as the Motor Mile Speedway. I couldn't find any version of that online, so I've replaced it in the schedule. I've replaced it with the Milwaukee Mile, which is a track that the Busch Series has raced at for a long time. They didn't race there in 1990. They didn't start racing there until a few years later. But I feel like it'd be an appropriate track to go to. Also, kind of mix it up. There's a lot of short tracks on this schedule. But before we tackle short track driving, we got to tackle Daytona. So let's get right into it. Actually, before we jump into qualifying, I did want to show you guys the car that I'm going to be rocking. I made this car. It's number 23 Fanta car for the 1990 Busch season. I've got 4 paint schemes. We've got Fanta Orange, Fanta Grape, Fanta Pineapple, Fanta Strawberry. Mostly going to be running Fanta Orange, but, we might mix it up here and there. All right, here we go. First qualifying lap at Daytona. Let's see what we can do. I ran a couple of practice laps just to get a feel for the car. We're out here on a 1990 version of Daytona International Speedway. Let's see how we get on. Alright, not a great qualification run. We got 33rd first time around. I'm hoping for slightly faster this time. Alright, coming here for the checkered. Alright, we qualified 38th. It's not great, but we got to qualify somewhere, and it's our first race, so could we really expect to qualify much better than 38th? Yeah, this will be an interesting race. I wouldn't be surprised if I crashed at some point. if I spun myself out into somebody. Given the state of kind of my ability right now, I've really got to play it safe. Yeah, I'll see you guys at the green flag. All right, and the green flag is flying in our first NASCAR race and the first race of the 1990 Busch season. I started on the outside here, which I'm not a huge fan of. I would have liked to have started on the inside. We got some 3 wide going on ahead of us already, though. Someone's into the wall up there. It's 3 wide. I do have a strong dislike for pack racing like this, because I just feel like at any point you can wreck. I'm gonna get to the inside. I like it better down here. I don't want to make it 3 wide this early back here. Content to just race around, survive. Oops, somebody got into the wall. Let's see how the cars check up here. Whoa, I'm gonna have to get on the brakes. You never want to get on the brakes at Daytona. That's gonna really kill our momentum. Trying to keep it off the apron here. Running her really tight on the bottom. I'm gonna try to push the 56 here, if he'll go. But I want to be careful not to push him into a spin. Got a good run off of this corner. Might be able to get by him. See if I can follow him up to that pack ahead. We're getting a good run off of 2 just about every time, but I don't think it's enough to pass. I think the 41 is Elton Sawyer. It's just not enough to pass him. And even if we do pass him, there's just we're nowhere close to that pack up ahead. I wouldn't be able to get the draft. My best hope is that I can push Elton, and he and I and whoever's behind us can ride up and catch that pack up front. I'm just trying to be really careful not to accidentally. I don't know how our bumpers are going to react if I do make contact. I don't want to hook him and turn him, because that will probably just end up wrecking me. I'm trying to race as clean as possible. But now we have caught the pack in front of us. Alright, Elton, if you're going to choose the top, I'm going to leave you up there. But if you're going to ride the bottom, I'll stay with you, because I feel like the bottom is the best way around this track right now. Had to really get out of the gas there to avoid running him over. Alright, Elton, come on, let's go. Let's ride the bottom. Oh, someone is in the wall. I hear him. I don't know what's happening. Somebody, I can hear somebody in the wall. '17 car sliding way up. We're gonna try to go underneath him here. I don't know if it was 3 or 4 wide there, but that was really risky. But we made it work, and now we've gained a couple of spots. I see Elton Sawyer up there. He and I are just gonna ride up to the front, I guess. We've moved up into 26th now. We put ourselves in a good spot. There's a huge gap, though, between this pack and the pack in front. So much so that I'm not sure that we could have a realistic shot at catching them at any point without pit cycles. Oh, we got a good run, but I don't want to make it. It would have been making it maybe 4 wide the way they're running up here. Look who's leading the pack, though. Elton Sawyer. He's made it all the way to the front. I'm going to try to jump down to the bottom here. Got a good run off the corner. See if we can pass the 75 car. If we can lock up in with Elton again. We'll come to the bottom. Elton's clearly got a fast car. I'm definitely content with just riding his bumper. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like what he's trying to do down there. Yeah, he got into the back of me just a little bit. Got a little squirrely. And now I'm not in a good line here. I don't like being on the outside on this track. See if I can get the run off of turn 4. Oh, great run. Alright, Elton. Oh, no, I'm going to go too wide with Elton here. That's scary. Oh, no, he's clear. He'll tuck back in front of me. Alright, the yellow flag is flown. Somebody's in the wall.
I wouldn't be surprised if I crashed at some point.
Well,
the pace cars in turn 2.
That's pretty unfortunate. So we get to about here, and I see the smoke, and I see the car there. When we're about here, I see the car. And in my mind, the car is making its way down the track. As we see, it was not making its way. It kind of stopped. In fact, I think it stopped and put on, like, because even still, even right here, you know, the car's making its way down the track, and so I was putting a little bit of right steer, trying to get out of the way, but I just couldn't dodge it. That's really unfortunate. Let's see what happened here. So it's driving along, running really high, and just gets into the wall, gets a car into the back of him. He wasn't damaged, and see, that's the frustrating thing. Like, he could easily pull off right here and get out of the way, but he's just sitting in the middle of the road, and a real shame. We were running really well. And the thing is, if I don't hit that car, somebody else does. It's an unfortunate circumstance, but the car is sitting, stopped in the middle of the road. That pretty much ends our race. I am going to accelerate through the race, watch the last couple of laps, see what happens. So in first right now, we've got Dale Jarrett. You can see Dale Earnhardt right behind him, and trying to see who that car is directly behind him in that white car. Oh, it's Sterling Marlin in the 48. It'll be white flag this time by for the leaders. And contact. Dale Jarrett gets into a lapped car. It's enough to throw the caution, which means this is the race back for the win. And it looks like Sterling Marlin edged it out over Dale Earnhardt. You can see right here how close it is when they cross the line. Oh, wow. What a finish. Sterling Marlin just edges out Dale Earnhardt for what I think is the win. It was the white flag, but also it was caution. So the race is gonna finish under caution. Sterling Marlin is going to get the win. 0.3 of a second was the margin of victory. A good race. Wish we would have been there at the end. You know, it's unfortunate what happened to us. We were running really well with Elton Sawyer. We were doing really well. Hate how it ended, but I'm thankful that that's the only super speedway race we have on the calendar in 1990. Excited to get into the short track racing here in the coming weeks. If you've made it this far in the video, I appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you don't want to miss any of the future episodes of this. So thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a great day. Peace.